So today we're going to discuss thoughts. Now, what are thoughts?
I think, therefore I am.
Well, thoughts are vibration. We like to think that thoughts are just something that are in our heads, that are in our brains. We don't know where they come from. We do know where they come from. You can't find a thought in your brain. You can't go in with a microscope and find blue. Can't find it. Can't find beautiful. You can't go in there and see the word beautiful, right? It's an impulse that we interpret. Thoughts are an impulse from the consciousness soup, if you want to call it. The invisible layer surrounding, interpenetrating all of us. And it is an impulse that we receive. That's what a thought is. That's my explanation of a thought. Why are thoughts important? Well, thoughts are ideas from the divine mind that we then receive and can manifest, meaning bring from the invisible, if you will, into the visible, from the non-physical into the physical. So it's an idea, it's an impulse we receive from the divine mind, which we can then express into the physical reality. Now, how does that work? How does taking a thought, because I have a thought that I can fly, but I'm not flying. Doesn't mean you can't fly. Just means that you haven't seen it done yet. So how do you take a thought vibration? How does that transfer into this reality? Well, as we just said, thoughts are vibration. Everything in this reality is vibration. Everything in the whole world, everything in the whole expansive, undeniable galaxies, universe, everything is just vibration. So these bodies are vehicles for vibrational interpretation. These bodies are vehicles for vibrational interpretation. Just as you're witnessing me right now, all you're witnessing is you're on your computer screen and there are different vibrations coming in through your eyes. Right? So your eyes, these interpreters, are interpreting vibration. The blue has a certain wave frequency, right? So the frequency is of blue. That's the frequency blue has. The shirt is emitting that blue frequency. Yellow is a little faster or slower, I don't know. Green, right? It's a little faster. Red, So we have these frequency, these wavelengths. Everything in the universe is vibrational, and everything has its own frequency. Now, thoughts are real things. Just because we can't see them does not mean they don't exist. Just as you cannot see the vibrations that are coming out through my mouth that you are now interpreting with your ears. You cannot see those, but you can hear them. Correct? So thoughts have the same frequency, it's just they only exist as you interpret them. Just as these, right now my voice sounds 100 different ways to 100 different people. So it's our own vibrational interpretation. Now thoughts their frequency is on such a high vibration, right? It's just it's vibrating like crazy. They're vibrating so fast that nobody else who hasn't attuned themselves to that, to be able to receive that vibration, can accept them. So if we know that, when we realize that, when we recognize that thoughts are real and that they emit a frequency, a vibration, then we can begin to really play with that and really have fun with that. When I realize that the frequency I'm emitting affects the reality I'm living in, that's when life begins to change. When I realize that just as if this universe is a cup, and within that cup is the water, the aqueous solution, the etheric energy. As soon as I drop a pebble into the water, what happens? The vibrations go to the edge of the glass and they come back. So our thoughts work in the exact same way with the universe. As I think a thought and I send that out with intention, with reverence, with love, as I send that out, as I emit that, it vibrates so quickly to the ends of the universe. And as it hits the ends of the universe, it vibrates all the way back to me. Right? Now, not only that, but as I am thinking of, as I am speaking, as I am thinking, I'm sending out vibrations, right? So because those thought vibrations are so powerful and interpenetrate every corner of the universe, every being, everything, right? My body is now feeling those vibrations. This is where dis-ease happens. As I'm thinking thoughts that are in harmony with what Spirit thinks of me, I'm emitting a frequency, a very high vibrational frequency. And my cells respond to that thought. As I am thinking a thought that is in disharmony with what the universe, God, or Spirit, whatever you want to call it, is thinking, my cells also respond to that vibration. And so my body becomes in disharmony with the universe, with nature. And I manifest dis-ease. Now, if you don't believe me, there's plenty of studies that have been done. One in particular, actually, there's plenty of studies that explain how thought affects its environment, how intention infects the environment. Look up. His last name is Emoto, and a lot of people have heard about it, about the water crystals, how thought affects the water crystals. I want to cite a different study that was done by Deepak Chopra. And he had another researcher, his name was Max something. And they wanted to study the effects of thoughts on cellular function. So, they took a participant, they took their a sample of their blood, put the cells of the blood so that they could see the cells under a microscope, and And they took this man's or woman's blood cells, put it in a different room. They put the participant in a room, and they showed them images. Now they showed one of the gentlemen a video of pornography. Then they showed him another little clip image of something that would scare him, something that would frighten him, like a scary movie. And they showed him an image of a loving, peaceful video, something that would elicit a peaceful, loving response from him. Now, as this participant witnessed these 3 different videos, while the scientists were in the other room observing the cells responded exactly as the man's thoughts, emotions were. As he experienced excitement, a little arousal from the pornography, the cells became excited, became kind of jubilant, all over the place, excited, vibrating at a frequency and that would demonstrate excitement. Then as they showed him the scary video, the cells vibrated at a very erratic, in a very erratic way. They vibrated and they looked distorted, and they were all, and they were jumping around and freaking out on the petri dish. Then as the man watched the video that elicited the peaceful response, the loving response, the cells began to vibrate in perfect vibration. They moved slowly across the petri dish. They were vibrating in this perfect condition. That's science for you. That's science explaining spirit. As we understand that becomes easier to live, does it not? We really are, through our thoughts, the creators of our experience. Not only are we perceiving the world individually, uniquely, we're perceiving ourselves. We are the universe. We're the universe in a body, and we are perceiving ourselves subjectively. We are witnessing ourselves. We might seem different on the surface. We're not. And we are the creators, through our thoughts, of our experience. When I choose to feel love, to think loving thoughts, to consciously project those thoughts to the whole of humanity, I am affecting the whole of humanity. Not only am I affecting myself, and my own cells are responding to those thoughts vibrationally. My cells are aligning with loving thoughts, with a loving vibration that will keep me in harmony and in accord with the divine plan, if you will, with spirit. And as I am thinking thoughts that are in disharmony with spirit, I am also affecting my body. Now that brings up the question, well, what if people are always thinking disharmonic thoughts? What are people always thinking disharmonic thoughts? They're affecting my reality. Well, there's a very easy explanation for that. When you go into a room, do you turn on the light switch or the dark switch? Turn on the light switch. So if people are always resonating, are always trying to project disharmonic thoughts, and you hold yourself and you are emitting harmonic thoughts, it's the same as the light and the dark. You are emitting light while they are emitting darkness. The darkness can only protrude so far. However, if you turn on a candle in a completely pitch black room, the whole room will illuminate. Nobody can create in your experience. You are the full and utmost creator in your experience. Nobody can ever press anything upon you when you become the light. It just can't happen. You are completely and fully the light. And you become the light by letting go of disharmony. By thinking thoughts that are in harmony with God, with your higher self. Nobody can create in your experience. It's all up to you. And it is done through your thoughts. We are creators. We are being given impulses by the divine mind. And as we interpret those impulses, we can then send them out as the Creator has given them to us. Doesn't that feel good? We are the true vehicle for God to express itself. You and I are the true vehicles for God to express itself. And that is done through our thoughts. Remember that the next time you're feeling fearful and scared and worried and concerned. You're the creator of your experience. Don't get hard on yourself either if you're not thinking the best thoughts ever. That's okay. As you think a thought and you send it out and it reverberates to the ends of the universe responds with that vibration. As it responds with that vibration, we receive thoughts that mimic the original thought. Now, disharmonic thoughts are weak. They have limited power to them. Very limited power. It's darkness. The light will shine through that darkness, through those disharmonic thoughts instantly. So give yourself a break. Be light with yourself. Be gentle. Be compassionate towards yourself. It's okay if you're not thinking the best thoughts ever. Just practice. Practice is the key word. You're not going to get this like that. It's going to take a little time. But as you, if you're here, you're starting on the bottom, and you're thinking thoughts that vibrate real slow, the frequency is super slow, super duper slow, you can then choose a thought that feels a little better, and that thought vibrates a little quicker. Then you can choose another thought that feels a little bit better and vibrates a little quicker. And you continually move up this ladder of vibration. That's ascension. Going from a low vibration, a body vibration, right? Our bodies are very dense, they're vibrating slowly, to the spiritual vibration. And then your body aligns with that vibration, so that you then receive thoughts constantly that match that vibration. It's all vibration. We're in a vibratory experience, perceiving it through these receptacles, these eyes, these ears, this nose, our feelers, taste buds. These are our physical interpreters. But we also have our intuition, our heart's understanding, our gut. Those are real things. We have those as well. They just can't really be touched. Can't be put down into data. Our thoughts are creations. They're creations that are waiting for us to bring forth into this reality. They already exist. You've got the impulse because it exists. You want to create it because it exists. You want your true lover because they exist. You want your perfect body because it exists. It all exists. It's just about us aligning our thoughts, which then align our experience to that which already exists. Now let's just keep practicing that. That's all we have to do. Is keep practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Practice, practice, practice. Life is practice. I wish all of you the most wonderful journey and having lots of fun with this. That looked kind of evil. Having lots of fun with this. Because the next video is going to explain a little bit more about emotion and how that enters into it. With all my love, wishing you well on your journey, on your beautiful path.